Hello everyone, Sergeant Cloudrunner here, and welcome back to Would You Rather. So, I've actually been kind of contemplating, going back and doing more of this series for a while now. But I wasn't really sure if people would still be interested in it, because this was kind of like a fad, probably like over a year ago. But then Jacksepticeye posted a video of this the other day, so I was like, oh well, if he did a video, then maybe I will do another one. So here I am doing another one. Now, right off the bat, here's my first question, and I already know that I'm gonna probably get crap for this. I've never really been a Harry Potter fan. Not that I dislike Harry Potter, I just somehow I just kind of went under all the fandom that was happening back when I was, I think, in first grade. It just kind of went past me, and I just never really got into it. And then they started making the movies and everything, and yeah. And funny story, my preceptor during my ER rotation used to get on me about not being a Harry Potter fan. And one of his friends there that also worked in the ER, the first time I met him, I shook his hand, and then he's like, wait, you're the one that doesn't like Harry Potter, right? And then I was like, I don't dislike it, but I'm not a fan. And then he was like, I want my handshake back. Basically what I'm trying to say is I was a disappointment. But I do know enough about Harry Potter to say that I would probably go with Gryffindor. Yes! Alright, okay, would you rather have Pokemon be real or superheroes exist? Let me see what the little thing at the bottom says. Yes, you could be a Pokemon trainer or perhaps a superhero. You would not be allowed to pick your powers, which would be randomly given to select citizens. Okay, see, that's the point. Superheroes existing doesn't necessarily guarantee that I get to be one. And even if I do get to be one, I get a random power. I might not even get a useful power, my power might be, I don't know, I guess I'm just not particularly creative right now to think of a super mundane superpower. But, for Pokemon to be real, it would be much more likely that I could be a Pokemon trainer than for me to be a superhero, not only a superhero, but a superhero with powers that are actually decent. So, for that reason, I'm gonna go with have Pokemon be real. And that's a pretty close one. I'm not super disappointed about not being in the majority, because it's super close. And I understand why people would choose the superhero one. Just, I don't know, by the description of it, I don't. That's not my choice. Would you rather be Napoleon or be Julius Caesar? Personally, neither. But my question is, okay, you would get to be them and rule their kingdoms. So, Julius Caesar had the Roman Empire. Sure, he was assassinated. But my question is, if I get to be them, do I get to keep my current knowledge on how they die? Because if I would choose Julius Caesar and then just execute, maybe not execute Brutus. The hell, he killed me, so yeah, you know what? A tu Brute, yeah, you too, Brutus. Yeah, I'm gonna be Julius Caesar, and if I get to keep my current knowledge, I'm answering this on the basis that I get to keep my current knowledge of historical events, that the situation, the Ides of March and all that Julius Caesar was assassinated on. And yeah, I'm in the majority. And then I would just, execute that whole panel of people that assassinated me before they actually get to do it. Would you rather have a Jello room or have a pillow room? And it just says, let your imagination fill in the rest. I mean, a Jello room would be cool, I guess. If I eat it though, does like the Jello that's in there stay gone for good, or does it like come back? If it comes back, I might choose the Jello room. It says use my imagination. Now, have a pillow room. Sure, that would be kind of like, having a room in an asylum, but it would probably be decent for recording. I'm just gonna go with Jello room because I like Jello. Aww. Okay, would you rather have to eat tree bark for 1 meal a day, or have to pour cold milk over everything you eat? And in the description it says it's titled the Senile Diet. And it says the bark is from a pine tree. Milk volume is similar to average cereal use. I mean, I could just eat things that milk would go good with, like cereal. But then I'd have to eat nothing but cereal for like the rest of my life. That would get kind of boring. It doesn't say how much tree bark I have to eat for a meal. I don't know if there's like a particular amount, like a scientific amount that is considered 1 serving of tree bark. But I think I'm gonna go with the tree bark for 1 meal a day, because they don't define how big that meal is. So, that's fair. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world fluently? I would love to be able to speak every language in the world fluently, to be honest. Or be the best in the world in one category of your choosing. See, that would depend on what we consider a category. Would everything be a valid category? Because, I mean, technically, everything is a category. So a category of my choosing, I could just be the best at everything. And then boom, profit. I'm gonna do that one, because this one could totally include being fluent in every language in the world. So I'm going with that one. Yeah, I'm in the majority, not by much, but majority. Go me, I'm back at it. I'm back on a roll. Would you rather your piss smells like McDonald's French fries, or your poop smells like a Burger King Whopper? Who the hell thinks of these? But to be honest, I feel like my poop smelling like a Burger King Whopper would be... for one, I don't really like the smell of McDonald's French fries. I don't really like McDonald's French fries in general. I mean, they're okay. I don't hate them. But they're far from being the best. I mean, that would still be like, I guess, an improvement over typical like urine. Of course, I mean, as long as you drink plenty of water, your urine has no real odor. So... poop smelling like a Burger King Whopper, I think, would be a much bigger improvement than piss smelling like McDonald's French fries. So I'm gonna go with that one, because that just... Why? What do people's piss smells like? What do people's piss smell like? Wait, how the hell do I word that grammatically correct? Why am I having trouble grammaring? Okay. What does their piss smell like now that they would like it to smell like McDonald's French fries? And what kind of like rose scented freaking like poop do people have that like this wouldn't be a great improvement to have? Would you rather be in the Justice League or be an Avenger? That's hard to say. I mean, overall, I kind of prefer Marvel superheroes like in the grand scheme of things, but my favorite superhero is Batman. And Batman also has my favorite villains. And then it says you can have any superpower you want. Now, does that mean that I can be any superhero that I want, or would I just be me but with any superpower that I want? Because I would totally just be Batman in the Justice League, if that's an option, which I'm gonna assume that it is. And I figured I would lose that one. I figured. But I would be Batman in the Justice League, and yeah. If you had to kill one of these two, would you rather kill Abraham Lincoln so that slavery still existed, or kill George Washington so that we lost the American Revolution? Okay. to me, there's kind of a fundamental flaw in this question, and that is, okay, so obviously if I don't kill George Washington, then the American Revolution happens as it always did, and, you know, slavery and all that, and Abraham Lincoln would come along and free them, but then if I kill him, you know, they don't get freed. That answer is, you know, all right. But if I kill George Washington, that could change the whole course of history from, you know, when the American Revolution happened to, you know, the Civil War. There might not, you know, if we lost the American Revolution, there might not even be a Civil War. Abraham Lincoln might not even have anything to do with the abolition of slavery. So, you know, I'm sure slavery would be abolished at some point regardless, and I would, for that reason, I mean, okay, so answering this, obviously, according to according to the little description, you have to kill them. Slaves cannot be freed, you know, if I choose the Abraham Lincoln one. It does say that. So, you know, there's nobody else that's gonna come along to free the slaves. But if I kill George Washington, you know, then the slaves would probably be freed eventually by somebody at some point in time, possibly even sooner, who knows, or maybe later, who really knows. But I'm gonna do that one because I feel like the consequences are less severe for, you know, an entire group of people. You know, I mean, sure, living under the British rule and everything wasn't great, but I mean, it would probably come to an end eventually, I would think. And there's no little, you know, end note in the description about that, about the fact that we wouldn't eventually, you know, gain some sort of freedom. You know, maybe we'd still be a part of like the UK or something, but as, you know, a free nation such as they are today. So I'm gonna go with that one. And people agree with me. I'm glad that like, you know, only 40% of people are racist. All right, I think I'm gonna answer one more. Would you rather be able to read minds but you get a really bad headache after you use it, or be able to fly but you're afraid of heights? I'm not sure I'd really want to be able to read people's minds, to be honest. But then I would hate to be afraid of heights, because I'm like not afraid of heights. I really have like no real fear of heights. I would love to be able to gain the ability to fly, but keep my current fear of heights, which is like none. I mean, there's other things that you can do other than, you know, being able to fly that kind of put you up there into that kind of amazingness. I wouldn't really want the fear of heights. Maybe be able to read people's minds and just not really use it much, like at all, ever. Maybe except unless I'm on like a job interview and I want to know what like the best answer to the question would be. And, you know, I mean, I could always take an aspirin for the headache. It doesn't say that I can't. So I'm gonna go with that one. And I lost. Well, you know what? All right, here's one more question, because I want to end on a question where I am in the majority. I don't want to end on a question where I lose. So this should be an easy one to win on. Would you rather only use Windows or only use Mac? Well, I actually use both currently. I have a MacBook that I use. I like my MacBook, but you know what? Everything I can do on it, I can do on my Windows computer. But as a gamer, everything that I can do on my Windows computer, I cannot do on my Mac. So for me as a gamer, this is really easy choice of Windows, and 79% of people agree with me. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. And so I'm ending on a high note of being in a very large majority. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Click on the annotations or the links in the description for more of my videos, and as always, I hope to see your face in the next video. Bye!